So we're going to talk a little bit about the translation editor in Android Studio, which is a WYSIWYG that lets you type in your own translations for different languages and regions in countries for strings and that you've stored. For example, we have in this application a scenario where I'll show you the interface. It has a hello world text view, and the value of that text view is equal to a string located in the strings.xml file called message_default. So if we go to that strings.xml file, we'll see right here is that actual string called message default hello world. This is a pretty simple app. The only other string in here is the actual app name. So if you want to bring up the translation editor, the way I do it is I right-click on the file that I want to set up translations for, in this case strings.xml, and this won't work for everything, obviously. You're not translating your Java code and stuff like that. Makes no sense. But here we go. Here's the two fields that we saw. Remember, here's the strings.xml. It had two strings. Here they are. You can say that you don't want to translate something, like, for example, the app name. If you want it to always appear the same, you can say, I don't want to translate it. Now, you go to this little globe here, and you choose basically the language that you want to translate to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll do Spanish. And the file extension for that on the internet is ES. That's the country code, I should say, and language code for Spanish. There's different versions of Spanish, but just the default Spanish would be ES. So I'm looking for Spanish. I got past it. Somewhere down here. There we are, Spanish, and it is ES. There we go. So this didn't translate it, which is great. We don't want it to translate, but we do want to type in like Hola Mundo, I believe that's right, is the translation for Hello World. Okay. And we're just going to leave that, the name the same. And if you look now, all of a sudden, we have actually two string files, one for ES. So similarly, if I want to go back to the translation editor and I want to go ahead and add another language, like let's say French, here we go, FR. Again, we're going to go ahead and type in hello. I think that's right. Yeah, I mean, you can say bonjour, but that's not actually hello. That's good day. Monde, I think that's right. I don't know. I don't speak French, so what can I say? So we're going to go ahead and keep the app name the same. And what you're going to notice then is there's the original strings. Here's the Spanish, and here is the French. So one interesting thing you can do is when you're running your simulator on your, one of the things that you can actually, let's go back, in fact, right here to the design view. This is, you can actually choose, I'm choosing to view Spanish. You can see it says Hola Mundo. Yeah, let me go back down. Hola Mundo. I can change that to French. Got to zoom back in so you can see it. It says Allo Monde, and again, I don't speak French, so. And then, you know, English is just the default language. So there we go. Hello world. So the thing that will happen now is that automatically, whenever you run your app and it uses these strings, and if the language that the phone or device is using is Spanish, it'll actually use the values here. So right now we have this button. It's hard-coded to, if we take a look at it, here is the button, and change text is hard-coded to the text. So it would be much better if you were to go ahead and add in a new string, and let's call it change text. Okay, and change text. Okay, great. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and actually have that added in there. So I actually don't know change text. So the best way to do it is to just go on the web and search for Spanish or English to Spanish translation, and Google has some that pop up automatically. So change text, cambiar, that means to change el texto. So cambiar el texto. We're going to type that in there. And then I'll go back here and I'll change this to, you can see the languages here that they support quite a few. I wish that, since of course Android is kind of Google, that it would actually do this automatically. Wouldn't it be nice? That it would integrate that. That would be then super terrific. But anyways, we're doing it. And so now let's go back to our interface, and instead of that button pointing to hard-coded text, we're going to say @string change text. Let's save it. Let's go ahead and look at the design. Here it says change text. Let's go ahead and choose Spanish. And unfortunately, we've got to keep zooming in. Cambiar el texto. Now, what's really interesting about this is that, and it makes really challenging, to be frank with you, design like this, is that look at the difference in the button. It changes, right? That's because it can't fit in there. So the size and dimension will wrap to fit what the actual translation is. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing the design, that you have to have that flexibility with translations. So that is the end of running the translations editor in Android Studio and how it works.